Trial. We're gonna make a few more runs. I don't want to drag this out too long. Don't think I want to go past episode like 20 or something, because I've also already got something else that will take its place once we're done here. But there are a couple more things I'd like to find out, and in all honesty, I might... I'm not sure yet. I'll have to take a look if there is something like a wiki or something where there's a detailed explanation about everything in the background. If that is there, I'll probably read it up there, because I am interested in everything that's going on, but I can't play 200 episodes of this. And I don't really want to either. So if that's there, then I'll do that. If it's not there, I might just try and read through it on my own time, but we'll see. Either way, for now, let's go into this save point again. Because, well, the totally not suspicious pig wants to free Monkey. And we're just gonna say, no, we're gonna do it myself. I didn't love the idea of Pig going off on her own. You know what? I can handle this. Really? You're sure you don't want to just let me handle it? Yeah, it's fine, I can just do it. You stay here in the meantime. Before she could get in a word edgewise, I left. I stopped by a nearby classroom to press the run button on my tablet. Then I made my way to the cafeteria. I went over to where Monkey was tied up. Hey there, Monkey. Ah, Mouse. Are you here to allow me to input an action on my tablet? Of course. Something I planned to do this whole time. That you didn't just completely forget about. Naturally. Not for a second sitting here did I think that people might have just forgotten about me and let me die to execution. Right. Indeed. Okay, so here you go. And it Roost a surprisingly good tying job to let Monkey free. You can go and put your action in the restroom nearby. I shall do just that. And like that, Monkey left to take care of business. I stood by waiting for her return. So, is everything fine? Indeed, thank you, Mouse. Great to hear. Now, please tie me down once more. I still think this is stupid. As do I, but I'd rather not stir the pot at this point. Alright. And at Monkey's behest, I tied her down to the chair again. It still feels so horrible that this is the last time we'll get to talk to each other. It is truly tragic, is it not? But it must be so. I just can't accept that. Maybe we could try and get the collar off? Maybe we could barter with Brian. There's gotta be something we can do to save you. You're so determined, Mouse. It's your hamasha. Hamasha? It's Greek for fatal flaw. In Greek tragedies, as in life, everybody has one. You have a stubborn determination. It'll get you far, but when you get like that, lose sight of the bigger picture and refuse to back down when you really should. I don't think that's true. It is. We all have a hamasha, Mouse. It is important to learn what yours is and to be aware of it. Well, then, if everybody has a hamasha, what's yours? Mine? I suppose it would be curiosity. Curiosity? That's not a fatal flaw. I mean, there's the saying, curiosity killed the cat. That's a saying for a reason. God damn it. But Mouse, curiosity killed the cat. Don't get me wrong, curiosity has taken me far in life. In fact, I became a therapist because I was curious about the human condition. It has also gotten me in trouble before. When I was much younger, I made many mistakes out of curiosity. Some I dare not repeat. Like what? I dare not repeat them, neither in my actions nor aloud. Oh, come on, you can't just say that and then expect me not to want to know what you're talking about. Another time, perhaps. You're gonna die in approximately 4 hours? You know there won't be another time. And I guess I'll take the stories to my grave. Perhaps then you'll know the curse of curiosity. How rude. Anyways, I'm going to get back to searching for trinkets. You do that. Oh, and Mouse? Yes? You know you can trust me, right? Well, I guess we'll put the save point here. Can I? I hesitated for a second. I don't know if that's the case anymore, Monkey. What? I mean, you're great and all, but, you know, you're a traitor. I'm glad you outed yourself, but... I didn't know what to say. It felt shameful to let my dark suspicions out in the open like that. But I just couldn't lie to Monkey. Monkey, for her part, sighed. Oh, Mouse, I understand your faults, but at the very least I thought you would see I bear the group no harm. And with that awkward endpoint, I left our conversation, making my way back to the room Pig occupied. Oh, Mouse, how did things go with Monkey? It was, good. Helped her not get executed, which is a good thing. Oh, cool. So, where should we look next? How about we look around the first floor some? If you want to, sure. Great. And just like that, we were decided. We made our way down to the first floor and began to search through some of the classrooms in that hallway. We searched for a while before moving onto another nearby classroom. It was a silent but well-paced search. Before I knew it, it was midway through the 5th round. Might as well help Monkey out again. Already? There's still quite a bit of time. Yeah, but why delay it to the last second, you know? Alright, sure. And so, once more, I left Pig to her own devices. I pressed the run button on my tablet in a nearby classroom, then made my way to the cafeteria. I greeted Monkey once more, untied her, and let her go to the nearby restroom. Then, when she returned, I tied her up once more. It was a lot more silent this time. Then I went back to the room with Pig. Monkey's good? He's good. Thank God for that, you know. She's given up her life for us, the least we can do is treat her right. That's really considerate, Mouse. Well, you know... Boom. Oh, what? Couldn't even get a coherent thought out. I just fell to the side. Bullet had burst through the door and struck me right in the stomach. I could feel blood pouring out of my body in massive quantities. I could see Pig beginning to freak out with no idea how to respond. Oh, this is how I die, isn't it? Wish that was a peaceful revelation, but it's one that fills you with panic. You start thinking of all the things that you wish you could have done, that you wanted to do had you not died. Your mind is swarmed with unfulfilled desires and unsaid thoughts. And in that miasma of regret, eventually stops. That's not a good thing, because it only stops when you're fully dead. 10 of clubs. A butterfly effect might put Mouse in the bullet's path. There isn't much that can be done to stop the killer before they strike, but perhaps the target can be redirected. Interesting. And all that because you said we can't trust. Actually, that's not necessarily true. That's because we went to check on Monkey. I'm curious. If I say I can trust her, does that make any difference in the, short run? Of course. More than anyone here, I know I can actually rely on you. That's good to hear. Remember that. I am frightful of the unrevealed traitor. If things go south, know that I'm on your side. Of course, I know you're with us. Listen carefully, Mouse. I am on your side. Right. I wasn't entirely sure how to take Monkey's last comment. Regardless, I was done here. I made my way back to the room Pig was at. And then we can skip through this. Monkey's good. She's good. Thank God for that, you know. She's given up her life for us. The least we can do is treat her right. That's really considerate, Mouse. We've read through this before. I don't know why it stopped here. Oh, well, I don't think it's anything special. I just don't want to view anyone differently because of this stupid game. Even the unrevealed traitor, I don't think they're evil or anything. I don't think they're plotting our downfall. Oh yeah, that's right. I was wondering the whole time. I was like, there's 2 traitors. One is Pig. Who's the other one? The other one was obviously Monkey, so this one's Pig. So where did the shot come from? Who shot us? I think they're scared. They were put in an impossible situation and they don't know what to do. I pity them. What an empathetic position. Yeah, well, maybe it's a dumb take. But it's just how I feel. There's something I want to tell you. Something I know. Something you know? I didn't expect this development at all, but I was more than ready to welcome it. Pig hesitated for a moment, not sure if she should speak. She gripped her tablet tightly to her chest, holding onto it like a life preserver. Then she opened her mouth to speak the truth that she felt she needed. Boom. What? I couldn't register what had happened even after Pig's body hit the floor. Well, I guess we diverted the target. But something had just flown in through the door, through Pig's chest, through her tablet, through a nearby desk. No, not something. A bullet. Pig had been shot. Pig! Once I had regained my senses, I rushed over to Pig's side to try and help. My first instinct was to stop the bleeding, but I had no idea how exactly I could do that. You're going to be okay. You're... I trailed off, not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do. My brain had completely shut down on me. Someone lay before me dying, and I had no idea how to save them. I had no ability to save them. I just flailed around helplessly. As she lay dying, Pig locked eyes with me. She looked oddly content? Peace? Still, she opened her mouth and tried to get across something to me. She struggled to speak, but she wasn't able to get out the words. Then, after much struggle, she closed her eyes. She was dead. It was a cold, empty feeling that inhabited the pit of my stomach. Someone had died in front of me. I didn't know how to cope. I was in denial. But then, in an instant, I moved on to anger. Who had just done this? Who had killed Pig? I burst out the door, looking down the hallway both ways. I hoped to catch the culprit in her flight from the scene, but alas, I was too late. Damn it. What was I doing trying to save an already dead pig? I bet what she was trying to say was, forget about me, go catch the killer, dumbass. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Failed you, Pig. But it wasn't too late. One of the traitors was tied up, the rest were in pairs. Surely this was done by a traitor, there'd be no other reason to kill. That's what I thought, but the other traitor was Pig. Which meant that the murderer must have split away from their pair. And if nobody did that, it must have been Dog, the only person by himself. I couldn't waste any time. It was imperative I narrowed down everybody's movements as soon as possible. Right away I ran to the cafeteria. Mouse, what's wrong? Monkey was still tied up in her chair. Thank God for that, I really didn't want to have to suspect her. Pig, she's been shot. Seriously? That's... Mouse, you sure you're alright? No, but we don't have time for that. Monkey, did you see anybody heading through here recently? I'm sorry, but I can't say that I have. If she's been shot, shouldn't you gather everybody as soon as possible? That's exactly what I'm planning on doing. Very wise, Mouse, just like you. If you're looking to find everybody, why don't you start with Tiger and Bunny? I believe they're in a classroom right at the top of the stairs to the right. Alright, I'll do just that. Thanks for the advice, Monkey. Don't mention it, I'm only here to help. And so I raced over to the staircase that Monkey mentioned. The mix of emotions in my chest were complicated and powerful. They pushed me forwards with a very determined energy. Climbing the stairs, I didn't even hear my feet touch the steps. One moment I was on the first floor, the next I was on the second. There, just like Monkey had said, Tiger and Bunny were in a nearby classroom. Tiger, Bunny! I wanted to start with the bad news, but something stopped me. What if one of them was the murderer? That fear tugged at my heart. There was a new feeling, a bad feeling. What is it? Did either of you just leave the other one's sight? No. That's the point of pairing up, right? Yeah, we've been searching everywhere with each other, Mouse. Under my breath, there was a sigh of relief. Why, did something happen? Pig's been shot. She's dead. Thumbs up. Oh, god damn it. Think someone made a mistake there. The looks of surprise and concern across their faces were genuine. Neither of them were. Neither of them were the culprit. That's horrible. Do you know who did it? No, they shot through a door and ran. Damn it, who would do something that terrible? To just shoot somebody and flee, that's just cowardice. Yeah, it fucking sucks, Tiger. Anyways, I'm trying to get the group all in one place as soon as possible. Sensible approach. So you're saying we should head down to the cafeteria? Yeah, as soon as possible. Gotcha. Alright, you go ahead and do that, Tiger. You're not coming? I'm just going to sweep the classes in this hallway first, see if anybody's around so I can tell them what's happened. The statement gave me pause. It was reasonable enough. Bunny had an alibi when Pig was shot, so it should have been fine, right? But suggesting it like that felt manipulative. That's a good idea, Bunny. Mind if I tag along? If you want to, sure thing. Okay, well, I'll just go wait in the cafeteria then. You guys be sure to look around quick, alright? Will do. And so now I was partnered with Bunny while Tiger was the one going off on her own. Bunny and I didn't make much conversation. After all, we were keeping a quick pace. The sense of urgency still flowed through my veins. We checked room after room after room, looking through them all to try and find other people. But it seemed like the second floor was something of a wasteland. When we had made it to the other side of the building, we decided to take the staircase back down to the first floor and look around there. There, on the first floor, we saw Horse standing in the hallway, looking into the library, looking distressed. Hey, Horse, there's something you have to hear. Actually, first, where's Sheep? As we approached him and began to get a view inside the library, I got an answer to that question in the worst way. Held as a hostage? In the library, limp against the bookshelf, Sheep lay motionless. Well, not quite a hostage, but not only was Sheep dead, but so was Tiger. To my utter shock and disbelief, Tiger lay in the middle of the library floor, blood leaking from her neck. What the hell? What's this? Immediately, I felt my stomach drop. It wasn't sadness or horror, it was disgust that filled me. I weakly wandered away from the scene, only to begin retching onto the hallway. I just couldn't hold it in. The scene was so viscerally vile. Sheep and Tiger, dead? Dead like that? Dead permanently? Sheep was so sweet, Tiger was so cheerful. Sheep's death was bad. What was worse was the fact that I had let Tiger go down here by myself. Was it my fault? Faintly, I could hear the conversation of Bunny and Horse in the background. I needed to pull myself together. They might be dead, but I wasn't. In an immediate 180, I turned around and marched up to Bunny and Horse. Horse, what happened here? Why are these two dead? I would tell you if I knew. But it's so awful. Indeed. I hold more grief for this than you. Sure about that? No. Oh, well, that's honest, I guess. But seriously, what happened here? While I talked to Horse and Bunny had made his way inside the room and began to inspect the... I guess it would be a crime scene? I can simply tell you what I know. Sheep and I were looking around the school together. Then Sheep went to free Monkey from her restraints again. Oh, so Sheep also went to help Monkey like that? Oh, it was all orchestrated by Monkey. Totally. Because he specifically said Sheep went to do it again. Monkey was playing with the fact that one person from each group would come and free her. I don't know what specifically she was doing, other than voting in the time that she was probably in a classroom doing something. But she must have been doing something, because I can't see any other reason possible why Monkey wouldn't have mentioned that another person is also coming to free her. It just makes no sense. Makes sense that I wouldn't be the only person to recognize the situation. While I thought this to myself, Horse continued to speak. In her stead, I continued to search for an office. It's the one right over there near this library. Horse pointed out the door, and indeed there was an office right by the library. I focus a lot when I'm looking for things, so I was a little out of it. But in the back of my head I thought I heard a commotion nearby. So I left the office and came to the source of the noise. This library. There I saw this sight before me. But before I could comprehend it, I felt a blow to the back of my head. The back of your head? The idea of someone to strike the head of someone as tall as Horse frightened me. Believe me, it shocks me just as much as it shocks you. Anyways, the blow was strong, so it took me a couple of seconds to get to my feet. When I did, there was nobody to find and I was still left with this scene. That's when you came by. I see. But man, to kill pig, then sheep and tiger in such a short time span? Who is this monster? At this, Bunny walked back over. So, I did a bit of investigating. If it makes you feel any better, sheep died very quickly. Crushed windpipe, dead, just like that. I didn't find any signs that a tool was used, so I guess the windpipe was crushed by hand. Very impressive feat of strength. Tiger didn't seem to have it so easy. The lamp on this desk, it hit the side of her skull so hard that it bent. She also has a bruise around her left eye. Oddly enough, there was this weird skull luchador thing gripped in her right hand. Weird. Right? I don't know how that's relevant. And as for the thing that killed her, well, her throat was stabbed multiple times with a pen. That's horrible. Yeah, and for Tiger, someone so raring for a fight, to get killed like that. Pretty shocking stuff. Say, Horse, you said you came over to the library pretty soon after you heard the struggle? I did. And the blow that hit you came from behind? Indeed. Well, that's odd to me. See, the library only has this one door for an exit. It does have another smaller room inside it, but that place is a dead end. Horse, are you the other traitor? Are you accusing me? I'm just saying the evidence doesn't look great for you right now. Yeah, especially because Mouse didn't check Pig's tablet. I mean, to be honest, I don't blame her on this one. I did not kill either of them. Horse said this so sternly, so matter of fact. I don't know why, but for some reason it felt so genuine, I couldn't help but believe him. I think he might be telling the truth here, Bunny. Seriously, Mouse? I thought you were smart. You're buying this? I'll admit this crime scene doesn't look great, but would Horse really kill sheep? Yeah? Okay then, but what about Pig? What about Pig? He was shot through the stomach. And it's not like the bullet was angled particularly down or anything, it seemed to mostly be a straight shot. So unless Horse was on his knees when shooting Pig, I have a hard time seeing him as the culprit. Well, I guess that makes sense. How would you even be able to tell? Never thought about this. I mean, obviously if you actually do a proper investigation into the wound, sure, you'd be able to tell. But I suspect Mouse would have been under so much shock of Pig just being shot out of nowhere. A, she probably wouldn't have seen the bullet's trajectory. And B, even if she did, she probably would have forgotten it. Anyway. Thank you, Mouse, for seeing reason. Anyways, you should probably go and gather the others and tell them all that's happened. I'll stay here with Horse, maybe investigate a bit more. You do that. And once more I separated from the group to try and find the others. One dead, now 3. We were really dropping like flies. But I couldn't afford to linger like that. We had spent too much time in that back and forth with Bunny. Time we couldn't afford. I rushed up to the 3rd floor to try and look for people, to tell them about what had happened. Before long I found Rooster and Ox in some history classroom. Ah, Mouse, glad to have you here. Please come in and make yourself feel comfortable. What's wrong, Mouse? Why aren't you with Pig? So Rooster was acting dumb and Ox caught on quick. Business as usual. I can't imagine that you let Rooster out of your sight, right, Ox? No, I can vouch for his location this whole time. Hey, right back at you, buddy. I've been watching you like a hawk. Alright then, here's what's been happening. In as few words as I could, I explained the situation to those two. That's awful, tragic, unspeakable. Well, I guess it's speakable. I didn't think something like this would actually happen. I guess Monkey was right to be concerned. No kidding. Anyways, I'm gathering everybody in the cafeteria to try and discuss things. Okay, we'll head down there now. Right, after we finish this puzzle. Rooster, seriously, people are dead. But I'm so close. Wait, what are we talking about? We found a safe, so we're trying to solve the puzzle to open it. Or more accurately, I'm trying to solve the puzzle to open it. He's just been punching in random number combinations. Hey now, let's not be so dismissive. Everybody has their own puzzle-solving style. Just because you don't appreciate my style doesn't mean you have to be mean about it. Thanks for taking one for the team, Ox. Well, somebody had to. Anyways, Rooster's not wrong in that we're close. And even though we need to discuss what's happened, we also need to find minor trinkets. Once we're finished up here, we'll head down to the cafeteria. How does that sound? To be honest, I wasn't in love with the idea. I was trying to gather everybody in one place, so to keep people separated. Well, so long as they stay together, things should be fine. Alright, just make sure you don't take too long. Trust me, I don't want to spend any longer in a room alone with Rooster than I have to. I'm like, right here, guys. I know. That's the issue. And with that, I left them to continue their puzzle solving. I jogged down the hallway, popping into more classrooms, trying to find more people. Before too long, I ran into another unhappy pairing. Snake and Dragon were thoroughly inspecting a classroom in silence before I barged in. Oh, sup? So, the murders have begun? The hell? Dude, the fuck are you talking about? Nurse ran in here without her partner in a distressed state. The only thing I can imagine leading to such a situation would be if people have begun to die. That's freaky and also probably not right, but I don't have time to argue about that. For what it's worth, you were correct in that people have begun to die. Seriously? You're not shitting me? Most unfortunate. Wait, then what's been the point of having this prick following me around then? I thought that was to prevent killings. And you're still alive, so I guess it worked. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Anyways, Pig was shot from behind a door right in front of me. Then Tiger and Sheep were killed in the library and the horse was assaulted. Oh, what the hell has been going on? That is what I'm trying to figure out. For now, I'm gathering everybody in the cafeteria. Can you guys head over there? Sure thing. Without so much as another comment, Dragon walked out of the door and began to make her way to the nearby staircase. I made to follow her, but before that, Snake grabbed my arm. I sighed. I couldn't imagine anything good coming of this. Yes, Snake? What's with that tone of voice already? You know, Mouse, I'm starting to suspect you don't like me. Snake, we're in a high-tension situation right now, and I'm not really in the mood for your whole deal. If you've got something to tell me, just say it. Okay, I was getting to that. Anyways, just to preface, this might not be that important. Already I view it as something of a stretch. Get to it. Right. So, recently I've observed something unusual. Here's the thing. Before I could hear what the thing was, I heard the sound of shouting. This was the second time in but so many minutes someone was cut off before saying something. To make it worse, it was Rooster shouting. I was so tempted to just ignore him, but unfortunately it sounded pretty serious. Hey, anybody, somebody, come here quick. Is there a doctor in this school? Please, it's a matter of life and death. We've got a situation on our hands. Another time, then. And with that, Snake ran towards the sound of Rooster's voice. And I followed him, of course I did. And when I got there for the third time in but so much time, I was horrified. My momentum came to a sudden stop as the world seemed to spin around me. Because before my eyes, in the doorway to the classroom I had left him in, Ox was lying there, bleeding out. Dying. Like Pig, he was not dead, but dying. His body still spasmed, and his eyes caught mine. They were filled with a mix of determination and fear. He couldn't keep his stare for long. My eyes dropped to the floor, where flecks and dots of blood had spurted everywhere. Ox's neck had suffered a nasty cut, and I suppose the blood had just splurted out everywhere. Like pushing down a gusher. Ox, no! My breathing was becoming unsteady. Pig, Sheep, Tiger, Ox. Why were the best of us dying off one by one? Was I next? Snake to my side was keeping notably better composure. Rooster, what happened? How should I know? Look, I was at the closet, solving the puzzle Rooster style. So, randomly inputting combinations? I resent that. Anyways, that's when I hear this really gnarly sound effect from behind me. Before I know what's happening, Ox is on the ground right by the open door dying. Immediately I think to check the nearby hallways because of course, duh, who wouldn't? Mouse. But I don't see any signs of the attacker fleeing, so I call out for you all. Ox, I can't believe he died like this. Nor can I. Mouse, you mentioned that Pig was shot. Why then was Ox killed with a blade? Well, the death happened in this doorway, right? Maybe the killer didn't expect Ox to be that close when he entered and the knife was better suited for a close quarters kill? Perhaps. Well, Tiger and Sheep weren't killed with a gun, so I don't know how much we can rely on that thought process. Maybe there are multiple killers? But Monkey already admitted to being a traitor and she's tied up. So there should only be one traitor free. Oh, I didn't think of that. Why leave you alone, I wonder? Seems a tad odd. Clearly because they couldn't handle my sick fighting moves, so they knew to bail. And good on them. Wait, Snake, are you suspecting Rooster? If the shoe fits, so to speak. Mouse, this is the time you tell Snake about Horse and him not dying in literally the same situation. This here, right here, is not the question you should be asking. Rooster, why aren't you getting upset about this? Honestly, it's just an honor to be nominated as the master culprit. I take it as a sign of respect. Yes, truly, this is quite a few intelligence grades above his level. Why? Well, with all the blood that shot out of Ox's neck, the killer should have clearly gotten a bunch of it on themselves. And yet the only blood on me is the bit on my hand from when I tried to help stifle the wound. So Snake probably thinks I was able to run to that nearby restroom, wash myself off and get back here to call you over all before Ox died of a slash to the throat, right? To be so thoroughly rebuked by Rooster of all people, this hurts. Look, we can all agree that Rooster sucks, no offense Rooster. None taken. But I don't think he's a killer. You say that because you're in the wrong timeline, Mouse. Besides, if he killed Ox, wouldn't the weapon still be here? See? Mouse gets it. Look, we really need to just gather as a group in the cafeteria and debrief. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, I'd like to stay here and investigate for a bit longer. Snake, this is how people die. If being by myself is a concern to you, Rooster could stay with me. Yeah, I can do that. I'd really appreciate it if you could just go to the cafeteria now. And I'd really appreciate it if I could simply examine the scene for a bit longer. I could have sworn that I actually heard a small crack in my brain at that point. Fine, okay, whatever. Don't blame me if you get murdered. I won't. I will though. Thoroughly done with all of that, I made my way to the staircase. Things were happening too fast. It was all just too much. I needed to ground myself again. And so I made my way back to the cafeteria, praying that everyone left would have conglomerated there so we could have some sense of normalcy. Watch no one be there.